On the side of Noxious, we do have their captain playing on that Naga Siren, Moops, followed by his supports on Jakiro, who will be You're the King. And where's that other? We'll go with the offlaner of the Darkseer on Toons. We have Dragonite being played by Ini, and finally we have Luna on Kjan.
And for TSG, we do have their captain, Affix, playing that Lifestealer. We have Lincoln's on the Treant Protector. The Rubik will be played by LMK guy. I believe is how you pronounce it, could be wrong. The Weaver will be played by Pikachu. And last but not least, we've got Cosmos on the Silencer. Now, I'm thinking this Naga Siren is actually going to be playing a support role, just based on their lineup and based on the fact that she just bought the Courier and a set of wards.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like, when I was introducing the heroes, I was expecting to find a second support somewhere, and then I realized there was no second dedicated support. So we should be seeing this Naga Siren, as you said, on that support role. It does have those wards, and it could be very effective as well. I mean, you pick up a point in a snare, and boom, you have your stun or lockdown your normal support usually would have, except this one goes through any rage immunity if they want to run it. And this pause, what an unfortunate pause. They see the Jakiro, and that 5-man gank up top. Is Rubik going to be able to grab that lift? He's completely out of range, and Jakiro's going to get out of there. So that pause was very, very inappropriately timed, and TSG are going to miss out on a potential kill.
Yeah, that was an interesting pause there. So bad luck there to TSG, unfortunately able to capitalize on that early kill.
So now they're just going to rotate back into the lands, and we'll see. They will be running their tri-lane down bottom with Affix on that lifesteal being played part of it. And against this, their tri-lane of Noxious, they expect Noxious to be aggressive here. They have the more aggressive lineup of the tri-lane. If they can force this lifestealer out, lifestealer farm is going to be shut down, and they could possibly find a kill or two, forcing the lifestealer to change lanes or maybe even rotate into the jungle. I can't see TSG doing too much against this tri-lane of Noxious.
Definitely, no, they certainly will have a rough time here. It is quite aggressive, and you've got that reliable net and the follow with the Jakiro, the Ice Buff, obviously can hit quite a few heroes. The Luna though is quite a fragile carry though, so you know if TSG get lucky they might be able to set something.
So we have a little bit of aggression coming from TSG, so they're completely changing around what I was saying, and they're forcing them back past that creep camp pool, exchanging blows, but once that living armor comes off, he's just going to regen all that back up, and then basically shuts down any potential killing opportunities onto that target. And in mid lane, we have Dragonite taking a lot of damage to Last Word and a few auto attacks from that Silencer. They're exchanging blows, and we have a very low Dragonite who's already used all his consumables, and he's got his bottle on the way, so he should be fine.
In top lane then we've got Weaver engaging here on his Darkseer. Looks like she might actually be able to pick up the first blood. It's quite low. Iron Shell not doing nearly enough damage. Just a few more right clicks. There it is. There's the first blood for Weaver. She'll be very happy with that.
That's a bit strange. I always thought Iron Shell popped off the South, but it looked like Weaver's Salve continued going through that Iron Shell damage.
Yeah, I thought as you were saying that those are the same mechanics, but apparently that's not the case. Unless of course he had like a living armor or something, which was taking the ticks first, potentially.
And we do see his courier being sniped off. So TSG lose their courier in mid, and we have that Silencer chasing down the Dragonite. He needs one more auto attack. Can he get it? He's not going to get it. The Dragonite will get that regen in the bottle, walk back into mid, and everything will be fine and dandy. We have an Ice Puff going out onto that Treant Protector. Treant Protector's been ensnared. He's got a few more auto attacks. Lift comes by K-Guy, throws him back, and that's going to get rid of most of the aggression. K-John's got to be careful. He might get caught out. No, he's going to tango through those trees and get out of there. So, been fairly even trades down on bottom. The farm in favour is in fact going towards that lifestealer by one extra creep kill, which is not what I was expecting. So a little bit of time beating around the bushes at that pool camp, and the supports of Noxious have allowed that lifestealer to pick up those last hits, which I don't believe he should have been getting. Ice Puff comes out, just does a little bit of damage, and makes Affix miss one or two creep kills. So it was more of an annoyance than anything serious.
Yeah, definitely. You know, this TSG lineup, they're being quite aggressive considering, you know, they've only got the Rubik and Train. They can't kill anything, but their supports are being so aggressive, which is forcing the supports of Noxious to be out of the lane, well, sort of just off to the side of the lane, which ensures that essentially the Lifestealer has a bit of free farm up against this Luna, which is actually very well played by TSG considering they don't have that aggressive lineup. So they won't be trying to capitalize on early kills, but they'll certainly try to capitalize on getting that Lifestealer and a good advantage.
One thing I'm a little curious about is Noxious. They fought hard for this creep camp, and then they missed the creep pull at 3 minutes. I mean, they had both their supports rotated in on the lane, and Jakiro throwing off those ice puffs, not doing anything. So they missed the creep pull. So after all they fought for, all the XP, all that farm they gave away to Affix, they didn't get their double stack. And once again, they're going to miss a second double stack, even though their captain did ping that out before to pull it. So a little bit of a blunder going on by the supports of Noxious Gaming so far.
Yeah. We do see that Treant, he teleported to mid to support Silence a little bit. Their Drag Knight was extending to the tower. However, he wasn't able to follow up with any kills or anything. It was more so a defensive teleport, it seems. Now, I'm curious to see if Noxious try to set something up in his bottom lane. With the Jakiro and the Naga Siren's net, you might be able to pick off someone like the Rubik. The Lifestyle will probably be able to get away just because of that raid. And well, of course, we do see in top that Weaver and Darkseer, they just continue to be aggressive with each other.
You see how much that that crow being sniped on the side for Noxious is hurting TSG. Cosmos in mid lane, he's got the living armor on him consistently, yet he's still taking a lot of damage and he's fallen behind in the creep score by almost double. You have Dragon Knight on 12 for 5, and then you have Silencer 11 for 2. So that bottle being sniped out has really destroyed any chance of Silencer being able to hold himself in that lane, trade blows, and even go for those kills. He's playing very defensively and he's missed out on a lot of creep score because of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was a very nice snipe there from Noxious. We do see a little bit of an engagement here on Naga Siren taking quite a lot of damage. Is it going to be enough? It will. The kill goes to Treant Protector. However, Rubik's in a little bit of trouble now. He should be able to get up. There's a living armor. No problems there for them. And actually, TSG pick up the... Oh, Jakiro is running further ahead. Dragon Knight's here as well. Living Armor's gone, and he will fall eventually. They're going to engage on the Lifesteal. Will be able to capitalize the kill. It's taking quite a lot. A few more right clicks, and he's... Nice pick off there. That actually going in favor of Noxious there. They were able to pick off the Lifestealer as well as the Treant, but that Lifestealer pick off is quite important as it is their carry.
So trading a support Naga for a Lifestealer and Rubik. Definitely a worthy trade. Unfortunately, 2 assists went to that Luna. Did Dragon Knight seem to pick up a kill? Yeah, Dragon Knight picked up a kill himself, and he's rotated mid, so he's not going to miss out on too much, and he does pick up a kill for his effort, so he's going to be quite happy there. Weaver's going in for the kill on Darkseer. Can he get those final hits off? Will he get that Gemini? No, he won't. He backs off. The living armor hit on him. I think he could have ran through that tower, got off his attack with that Gemini, and he would have found a kill, especially with that living armor. And in mid lane, we got Dragon Knight jumping onto Cosmos. Cosmos dies to that Flame Breath, so... And he will move up to 2 kills, taking Silencer down another level. It's going to hurt him a lot. He just got his bottle, he picked up boots, and now he's got a wand. So he's not doing too well there.
Yeah, definitely. I really like the way how this Dragon Knight is played. The moment he got level 6, he rotated down in bot, helped secure a few kills there for his team, and now rotated back in mid and got a kill on Silencer. So he's doing very, very well here.
So yeah, it's a very big gold graph going in favor of Noxious at the moment. I mean, that courier helps him put almost 2.5k gold in favor of Noxious at the moment. That's going to hurt early on. The supports are going to be rich. They're going to be able to buy wards all over the place and any support items they do want. Jakiro, he's got boots already. He's very happy. He'll be fine for the next few hours. They catch out the Treant Protector out of the middle of nowhere. He doesn't have any invis, so they will find a kill up on him. Nothing his supports could do about it. And that's where the tri-lane of Noxious does come in handy. They have the lockdown, they have the burst damage. If any of these heroes of TSG are out of position, they can't do too much about it. You have a lift and that's pretty much it. Especially since this Treant Protector's only level 3. He's going for that living armor and the heals of his Leech Seed. He's not going to be able to go invisible, get out of there. Even though he was too far away from those trees to start off with, he still wouldn't been able to escape.
Yeah, definitely. I actually quite like some of these heroes here for Noxious, such as the Jakiro, which help finish off heroes that have that living armor on them. Jakiro is obviously his liquid fire, but also his Jill breath, putting up a few dots, which ensures that living armor drops off within a matter of seconds. And there's also, of course, the dark side of his iron shell, which ticks off very quickly. But yeah, so it's actually a very nice play there by Noxious. That train a little bit overextended there in that jungle. It looks like he was just trying to scout out if there was any pulls or anything happening. In the end, it did end up costing them a death, which is quite unfortunate for them.
I'm quite surprised he wanted to put down such an aggressive ward. I mean, they want to make sure they can watch this any pulls that are going on, maybe a teleport into that back tower, but they aren't being aggressive enough, they aren't diving the towers, they aren't I don't believe that lane ward that they have down here is warranted. I mean, if he put one, we do have a tri lane killing that Silencer in the middle. Silencer once again very weak, especially once one stun comes out and the follow up from the rest of his team. Especially with Dragonite hasted, there's no escape getting away from there, so Silencer will be picked off. But about this ward down bottom, I really don't think it should be in this lane. With that Treant Protector being that far out of position, if he'd thrown it a little bit earlier near their ward, he would still have that ward vision, the pool vision, and he would have gotten out of there. Instead, they've got a unneeded ward on that lane, and they do find a kill up on him. We have a life stealer open wounds coming back with the Lucent Beam. They pick him up, throw him back in. They've got the leech seed. Their silence goes out. Will they be able to find their last two auto attacks? Affix is going for it. They need one more auto attack. Its salve has been popped. Great! Ice Puff coming out into that solar eclipse. We got the Treant Protector being eclipsed up. No, not eclipsed up. Being netted up, and it gets killed off. Now they're after LMK guy. Can Moops find the kill on LMK guy? Lucent Beam and then an auto attack by Moops. So Moops turn in from support, get in some great kills, and then DCs from the game. So very nice play by Noxious. Good rotation and good positioning from their team to be around the... But at TSG, they just overextended a little too much. Quite... Yeah, I think they thought they had a little bit more damage than what they did, and then went in for it.
I'm actually quite curious, was Moops even in the game for some of those kills, or was his Nagasara just on the right click command still? That was quite funny. It just gets the double kill and immediately DCs. We do see that pause, or the extended pause for the Dragonite. He did DC in the middle of that fight. Hopefully he should be back just momentarily. But some great pickups today in the bottom lane. Lifestealer almost managing to pick up the kill on Luna within these trees near the tower. However, the moment that Rage expired, a great Ice Path from Jakura and follow-up ultimate there by the Luna as well. So some good pickoffs there by Noxious. They'll certainly be happy with that.
And Weaver, we haven't seen much of him this game for a while, except for that little aggression up top. He's got his armlet, Medallion of Courage not armlet, what am I talking about? He's got his Medallion of Courage, he's almost got his boots, so he's got a lot of negative armor, except I think it's a little weird. Grabbing that armlet, Medallion of Courage. You usually want to grab a few of the Swarm as well, because all of that negative armor on top of that medallion hurts a lot. However, then again, if you have your Gemini attack maxed, which he does 2.5, and you had that the Swarm going on, you have a lot of armor, a lot of auto attack damage. However, he went for the Sakuchi instead, which does magical damage. So it's a little bit strange if you're going to go for that very fast Medallion of Courage to pick up such a high level of Sakuchi and not go for any of the Swarm to get even more auto attack damage from the bugs and negative armor applied.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like maybe he should have just kept the Shikuchi at maybe level 1 and picked up some levels in the Swarm, just as you were saying, for that extra armor debuff, which will also work well with his Geminate attack. So it's a little bit of a strange pickup early on, but regardless, that medallion will certainly help in any of these team fights. It'll also help reduce some of that high armor that Dragonite just naturally has. With the addition of his passive, which has leveled up to level 3, that Dragon Blood, of course, giving him 12 armor at max level. It's currently level 3, so it's giving him 9 at the moment. But yeah, I still feel that what you were saying was definitely correct. He probably should have leveled up the Swarm at least a level or 2, as it would have worked incredibly well with that Medallion of Courage in the early game. We do see that reconnect from Dragonite, so we should see an unpause in just a sec.
What I found a little bit strange is the Rubik is holding on to Affix's Tangos. It's in his stash for some reason. So Rubik whoring up all the Tangos. He doesn't want to give it away, so he's just hiding it away in his stash for rainy days. For when he's got no money buying all those wards, he'll still have one extra Tango from his carry. So his Tango being useful. Well, his carry helping out the supports.
Definitely, we do see that. I believe it was a. I believe who was it? Yeah, it was the Jakiro that just picked up his Urn of Shadows. So, given that Noxious have got quite a lot of kills so far, that Urn will certainly, well, as soon as I get a few more in the next few minutes, that Urn will certainly pay off, both supporting the rest of his team, but also dealing some extra damage if they need it within fights. And it's also good as a debuff for any target that's living armored, of course, as those dots do reduce that very, very quickly, much like his abilities do as well.
So we have a little look up here. The Medallion of Courage is popped, so he does take that negative armor himself, but then once that living armor goes on, there's no care in the world. I mean, Darkseid's still doing a lot of damage towards this Weaver, and Darkseid himself doesn't care. He's got a bottle, he's got his mech well on the way. It's about 1500 gold from completing his mechanism. Once he has that, no tower's safe, no team fight safe, and he'll just be able to group up, and they'll get all the kills and towers in the world, because it doesn't look there will be any mechanism in sight for TSG for quite a long time. None of them have even started on it. So I'm going to say probably about the 26-minute mark. We have a dive on top lane. Weaver's taking a lot of damage. We have Darkseid on the tower. Weaver time lapses. He needs one more auto attack after this. Will they get the auto attack? Weaver does Shikuchi out of there. We do see his lift being on to Toons. Toons takes one auto attack, two auto attacks. One more should finish him off. Not going to be enough. We have the Dragon Knight stunning Cosmos onto the tower. Cosmos takes that Dragon Breath. He does fall. LMK guys by himself. Shikuchi is coming through. He's trying to find anything. Darkseid's coming back. He's got the wall. He's got the vacuum up very shortly. He does find the pick off on the Rubik. Rubik does die. Dragon Knight does find a final kill on that Weaver. And Weaver does buy back. He wants to get back into this game. So a TP onto the second tower. He's too far away, and they do find the pick off on that Treant Protector. So that's 4 for 0, and a buyback from Weaver, who brought back, TP'd into the second tower instead of that tier 1, which will now fall, and he doesn't get the deny. Very big loss by TSG.
Yeah, amazing play there by them. We do see that Lifesteal is doing a little bit of damage here in the mid lane, but we'll have to back off with the teleport of Dragon Knight. So this Dragon Knight doing very well, roaming around the map pretty much at the moment. He hit level 6 or so, and creating quite a lot of opportunity for Noxious to just continue their lead.
With TSG, I think because they're quite far behind. I mean, there's 8k gold behind at the moment. They're 7.5k XP. I don't know. It's going to be very hard for him to come back here. Lifesteal isn't the best farmer in the world. You go up against a Nagasar and she can push out lanes anywhere. I mean, she is playing a support, but she can still push out those lanes anywhere. You have your Luna. She can easily cleave her way through these creeps and consistently keep pushing and get a lot of farm. And you have your Dragon Knight. He can go anywhere, farm anywhere. So, the farming potential of Noxious completely outweighs TSG, and it comes down to winning a team fight. We do have an ensnare coming down to Lifesteal. Lifesteal rages up. Silence comes out. They will find a pick off in the Nagasaran, and then Luna will chase away that Lifesteal. Dragon Knight's coming in, throws out that Dragon Breath, almost finds a kill. Life Path hits on one. Will find the kill on the LMK guy. LMK guy does fall. Eclipse has been thrown out. They will find the pick up on that Treant Protector. Now they're going to back off the tower. Luna's taking a fair bit of damage, but she will get out of there. So, a 2 for 2 trade. We will see the stun being thrown down to the Lifesteal. Lifesteal's not going to fall. He does infest before that Ice Buff comes out. Vacuum back in. Now Darkseid's in behind. Throws the wall behind. Very aggressive wall. They will find the pick up on the Silencer. Will they be able to return that kill onto that Dragon Knight? He's trying to be blocked. He's not going to be able to be blocked enough. Great Ice Puff and Drill Breath by that Jakiro. We'll find the pick up on that Weaver. They will turn around. They're going to continue on into the fight onto this tower. Toons is running. He's trying to creep block. Another great Ice Puff. They will find another kill onto that Treant Protector. And now Lifesteal, he can't do anything. Throws out that open wounds onto the Jakiro. Dragon Knight's coming in. He doesn't have enough for Dual Breath. It's also on cooldown. He's taking a few auto attacks from the tower. He's going to have to get out of there. Another Ice Puff coming down. This Jakiro, he cannot miss an Ice Puff. You're the king. You're definitely the king of these Ice Puffs.
Yeah, extremely well played by him. Some amazing placements of those Ice Puffs. We've seen Moobs actually disconnect them multiple times during this game. He actually DC'd partway through that fight as well. Ended up was pretty much back at the tier 2 tower and decided to completely walk back. Almost dies here from basically just the tower, just from being DC'd. So it looks like he's having a little bit of a connection issue. Same with his Dragon Knight. They will get this tier 1 tower in bottom though, which is a great advantage for them. They've already got the other tier 1 towers, and this will give them much more map control, and this just sets TSG further away, and they'll have to play much more defensively now.
This Jakiro, he's level 8. How high is that in regard to everyone else? He's up there. I mean, there's 211, 11 on Darkseer and the Dragonite, 9 on Luna, Weaver, Silencer, and then 8 onto that Jakiro. He's a very high level support at the moment, and it's wow. He's playing a good game, hasn't missed an I-5. He's 5 kills, 6 assists. I, that's ridiculous for a support. That really is.
Yeah, this entire lineup of Noxious is doing quite well. They've only died 4 times maximum. The mid hero has not died once, and same with that Jakiro. They've been playing quite amazingly, both of them. That's not to say the others haven't either. I mean, this Darkseid did lose the first blood up in top, but since then he's been doing pretty well against the Weaver to stay on top of things. And of course the Naga Siren, who's unfortunately for Moops.
So we do have that Dragonite reconnecting in the game. We
Has
should have
DC'd
enough
a few
horse.
times, but still some good snares and yeah, some good engagements from them as well. Definitely. And as this is just about to be on pause, let's take a quick look at these items for the first 13-14 minutes of the game. We do see that Naga Siren. Oh, there's another DC. We do see that Naga Siren sitting on those arcane boots. Quite curious to see what else she picks up. She's going for more of that support role this game, at least so far. I'm wondering if they'll eventually transition that into something else, but I don't suspect they will. They do have that Luna and Dragonite as their more carry roles, and they're quite strong heroes themselves. So we do see Luna sitting on the Power Treads and Drum of Endurance as a magic wand as well. As a Ring of Basilisk, I don't think she'll turn that into an Aquila, at least not this late into the game. Jakiro sitting on the Urn of Shadows and just his base boots, has been warding as well throughout the game. Dragonite has that bottle and power treads, and Darkseer, he's sitting quite well, or quite comfortably I should say, with his Arcane boots, mechanism and bottle. Would you like to cover the items for TSG?
We're on TSG. We have, unfortunately for this lifestealer, not the best of starts. He's only got phase boots at the moment. Phase boots and a TP to get into that action. He's not doing too well. He hasn't got... I would like to see him start building drums. He needs some health. He needs at least some movement speed and some extra stats. So I'd like to see him start building into drums, because I don't think he'll be able to get anywhere else at the moment. Won't be able to be picking up any big items. On the Weaver, we've got that very early arm medallion and that Ring of Aquila. That's all he's got for the last 5 to 6 minutes. He hasn't been able to pick up anything else because he keeps getting shut down. He's been trying to jump into these fights to help out. He should be trying to sit back and start farming up these items. With a Weaver, you want to try and get your big first item, which is usually a Lincoln Sphere, which is defensive, so you play defensively, and once you can get that good defensive item, you can start moving on to something bigger. Unless you get a really ridiculously good start, you can go for aggressive items straight off the bat. So Weaver, he's been stuck on items for a fair while now. Over on the Rubik, we do have the generic support items all over the place. He's got consumables galore who'll be able to help out his team in any necessity. He's got his salve, he's got some clarities, tangos, 9 charges on his magic stick, and he's got a smoke if they do decide to rotate, which I don't think their lineup will allow them to rotate effectively, because I mean, you have your Rubik, your Treant can't really lock down, especially since he's not level 6. Over on, speaking of the Treant, we do have Magic Wand and Wards himself with 1 clarity, so he doesn't have too much on his side or in his favour at the moment. And finally, their mid silencer. You have your bottle, you have your boots. With that Kuru being sniped at the start, he got shut down, he got forced out of the lane, he couldn't trade hits, whereas the Dragonite, he could trade those hits, bottle it up and keep going. So he got a very, very advantageous lead to that Dragonite, and Cosmos fell behind.
Definitely, I mean, if we do look at the gold graph, it's over 10k, and experience should be massively in their lead as well. It is over 10k, so they've got this massive advantage. They might actually give this bottom tier 1 tower a pass. So Kira will try to push it, but Weaver is here. Oh, doing a little bit of right click damage. Not going to really follow up there. Just going to defend the tower. It cannot be denied. It's within the safe, well, within the non-deny zone. It does have to be at 10% for it to be denied. So they should be able to finish off that tower with a bit of a, well, even a 1 hero should be able to push that out when they decide to do that. Darkseid picks up that haste. They might want to set something up here.
Yeah, Toons is playing. Speaking of Toons, he's been that character I haven't watched too much, but he's been very, very aggressive, and he's been playing very well. He's 5-1 for 3, as he did die, give away that first blood, but he's playing aggressive, and he can afford to. I mean, look at his health, look at his aggression. If they're coming in, they're looking for this Rubik, they will pick off LMK guy, he'll die to Emmy and that Dragon Breath. Now Toons is running in for more. He's got all the health, he's got all the time, he's got that haste, not being slowed down by that Lich Seed. They're not going to die if that tier 2 fail any further. We have Affix, he's out of position, he throws out that open wounds, but now they're trying to turn around. The Shadow Blade popped up by Enny, Enny's going to walk around, he's looking he wants to fight more, he's going to be looking for any supports waiting around. They're going to turn back around. They got the Jakira here. Ice Puff comes out. Affix will fall to the Jewel Breath and that Flame Breath of those dragons. Now they're turning towards Lycans. Lycans is going to be almost get away here. Yeah, he's going to get away. So, Noxious played very aggressive and they can afford to. They're quite far ahead. Toons, he's having fun. He's being aggressive. He's all over the place. They can't kill him. His armor, he's got 15 armor. He's got a mechanism to go with that, so he's not dying anytime soon.
Definitely. I mean, they're so. Oh, we got another DC from the Naga side. Not as nice it seems.
There we go. He's reacting straight back in, and we got the Affix charging onto the Nagasine while Nagasine's down. Nagasine does have that scream, not scream, the Song of the Siren. Even though it does sound like a scream, it doesn't sound too beautiful. And now they're going to be looking at turning this onto Affix. Ern is popped off on Moops, so Moops will go straight back up to full health, because Ern heals for 400, I believe. Oh, yeah, 400 health. So Moops is straight back up and running. Now they're going to ping in that tier 1 tower, not tier 3, tier 1 tower, and they're going to be moving towards it. And at any time they could possibly look to kill this Lifestealer, with the snare coming out, followed up by the Ice Puff, so Affix. And speaking of a snare comes out, Rage has been popped. You're the King's only waiting to throw this Ice Puff down. He's going to get it, and it does land. Great timing, great Jewel Breath, Wilson Beam, and they're going to find the kill on Affix. Affix does jump into the creep, so they're not going to find it actually. Give it one more creep kills. There we go. Pops off, and there goes Affix. So once again, You're the King, timing that Ice Path to split second perfection, grabs it, and the GG is called by Affix and the side of TSG. They're going to pop in that Scream of the Siren, because it doesn't sound too plentiful. The Ice Path goes out, they pop in the Lunar Eclipse, kills all over the place. The silence is popped late, and not much they could do about it anyway. They will be finding a kill on Lincoln's, and that's 4 for 0 trade on the tower, and that just shows you the way this game's going. And You're the King missing his one and only Ice Path this game. Will either find a kill, but at what cost? He will get away, however. So TSG do win this game. They do take
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Noxious defended the position. I will hit that GG button. Well played there by them.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks. Radiant victory.
Definitely. I mean, Noxious. I mean, TSG got that first blood, but from there, it pretty much went all into the favor of Noxious Gaming, picking off a few heroes here and there. That Dragonite doing really well to roam into bottom, and then pretty much roam around the map for the rest of the game. So yeah, well played there by Noxious. A bit unfortunate there with some of those disconnects, but nonetheless they still get that win, so they will keep their 5th position on the ladder. Just like to say thank you very much for joining me, Dota Yoshi. It's always a pleasure to co-cast with you, and thank you very much everyone for watching. As always, my stream is in support of Child's Play. Child's Play aim to improve the lives of children in hospitals all around the world through the kindness and generosity of the gaming community and the power of play. You can donate to them via my channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, then click on the description, there's a link there, or of course on their official website at childsplaycharity.org. I've been Zelarif. and see you guys next